Welcome back to Guardians Reborn. Today we are doing a surprise release of a fan-made set from 20-something years ago. And that is events. These work like similar to enchantments in Magic, except for these only last for one turn, and only one is allowed to be on the field at a time. It is determined by who has the highest up card to see if that player wants to play one. If they do not, then the other player gets to choose to play an event card, and then you switch over your priorities. This happens after up card, before you turn your first shield. So I have that notated in a file in the Lackey plugin. It's just called Event Info. And I also have it here on the turn phases where it says up card, play event card, and then active player movement options. So for the event cards, it's the active player goes first. If he doesn't have one, then the other opponent gets to play one if he has one. So let's go through these. There's like 20 something of these. There's not that many. These have not been, I don't think these have been play tested or balanced or nothing. So there can be some wild stuff that comes from these. There can be a lot of rules lawyering that happens from these because, again, they're untested. These were just in a vacuum, and people said these ideas sound cool. So let's see what we got here. We got Calm Over the Land. For the rest of this turn, all terrain restrictions are lifted, including those on movement, ranged attacks, channeling, and bribery. That doesn't seem terrible. Terrain restriction. So that would remove the restriction on flying through the spires or ranged in woods, stuff like that. So that seems pretty good. Chalice of Holy Water. For the rest of this turn, if a demon, devil, or undead creature is beaten in a matchup, it is destroyed. Just straight up to the discard as soon as it's beaten. That sounds like a lot of fun, but situational as well.
Pretty neat.
Cretaceous Park. For the rest of this turn, all Saurians get their vitality bonus in jungle even when they're not in a jungle. So any of the Saurians that have, plus X to while in jungle, they get it anyway. Crusade. For the rest of this turn, all knights, angels, and clerics are +3 vitality. That can get gross.
Yeah, that one could be fun.
That could be a lot of fun. Day of the Beast. For the rest of this turn, all demons and devils are +3 vitality. We must have missed something where demons and devils were like a huge thing, because there's a lot of stuff that targets those.
That's a really cool picture. I like that.
Yeah. It's Braum, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says Braum at the bottom.
Makes sense.
So we got Dragonflight. For the rest of this turn, all dragons are not bribable. Poor Dragon Wing Lord. Or poor being against Dragon Wing Lord, I should say. We have Drought. For the rest of this turn, all creatures with dry heaps bonuses are +3 vitality, and creatures with rivers and lakes are -3 vitality. Ouch. I have a deck that's actually built around rivers and lakes, so I would not like to see this card.
That's pretty clever. I like that.
Yeah. Everyone for themselves. For the rest of this turn, treat all creatures as unclassed. So you can't blow up knights with St. Valentine's. You can't do any undead shenanigans. It just removes all tribal. So that seems pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Firestorm. For the rest of this turn, all fire-based attacks are +3 vitality. All fire-based AoE are +1 to the AoE, and creatures immune lose their immunity. So you guys were just talking about a fire-based AoE deck and a fear-based AoE deck, and this would remove the immunities for it.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to the adamant on that. We need a fear storm.
Yeah. Get the Plunder. For the rest of this turn, each time a pirate wins a primary attack matchup, that player receives a Power Stone. If we had pirate decks that were working pretty well, that would be fun. Great Forest Fire. For the rest of this turn, all creatures with fire-based attacks double their base vitality against creatures with woods bonuses. That just seems wrong.
Pretty situational.
It's situational, yeah, but it's still... ouch. Ice Age. For the rest of this turn, all creatures are -3 vitality, never reduced below 0, unless they have ice or snow in their names. Rivers and lakes bonuses are reduced to 0 because the lakes are frozen over.
Yeah.
Meteoric Rain. For the rest of this turn, all mountain terrains are considered to be face-down terrain. Not sure what we'd be doing with the mountain bonuses, but seems interesting.
Yeah, that's where Tiger Baloo gets an advantage.
Oh, is he face-down?
Yeah, that's my picture, my profile pic.
Oh, gotcha. So next we got Mystic Showdown. For the rest of this turn, all off-color bonuses are doubled. And since you guys like to play around with Warwick, or what is it that changes their... You guys do something that changes them around.
I don't. Warwick's conversion.
Okay. Power corrupts. Whenever a shield wins a battle with a face-up terrain card that's not a shield terrain, that player receives power stones equal to half the up number of the terrain. That player also discards the same number of face-down cards from the top of their deck. So you get power stones and you mill yourself.
So wait, that's a land?
No, this is the if a shield wins a battle over face-up terrain, then the player gets stones equal to half the up number.
Oh, I see.
And of that terrain that you just won sitting on top of, and then you also discard the same number of cards from the top of your deck face down, so you don't even know what you milled. Because remember, your discard pile is secret knowledge.
Yeah.
So we got Power Leak. For the rest of this turn, every time a player spends a stone, that player must also discard the top face-down card of their draw deck. That could be interesting for versus channeling decks, because they have to pay a stone to channel.
So, like, what are these, though? Are they, like, magic items, or...
No, these are events. They're a new card type called Event.
Okay. I may have missed that in the beginning. I was doing some stuff. Okay.
No, you're good. No, these are brand new card types called Events. So I'm not sure. I would say Dispel Magic would... I don't know how Dispel Magic would interact with these.
I don't think it would.
I don't think it would.
It's an event.
Yeah, right. I mean, well, but see, events didn't occur when Dispel was made, so... But yeah, I would say Dispel probably would not affect these at all. Like, that's one of the unbalanced parts of these, is there's no way to stop them. If you're the active player and you play one, your opponent has no response to them at all. So these could completely backfire, and we abandon these and just not use them. That's up to you guys. So we got Reverse Polarity. For the rest of this turn, all channeling from Guardians subtracts vitality from creatures. However, you may channel to your opponent's creatures that can accept channeling. Only Guardians may channel. So you channel to your opponent's creatures and subtract vitality from them. That's there is a card that does that. That's a spell.
Oh, Energy Eater.
Energy Eater, yeah. But this time, instead of your opponent be like, I'm not going to channel to subtract, you're allowed to channel to them. This grants you permission to channel to their creatures to subtract from them. We got Sandstorm. For the rest of the turn, shields may only move one space. So everybody gets the Pepe slowdown.
That's kind of cool.
And it's a 26 for an up card, too. Spiritual Awakening. For the rest of this turn, all spirits are considered to be channeling receivers. So, Weenie deck's going to go crazy.
What's that?
I said weenie decks are going to go crazy because most of the spirits are weenies.
Oh yeah.
So next up we got Strike. For the rest of the turn, shields in the disputed lands may not receive any reinforcements. So if you're out in the disputed lands, you're just on your own. No more reinforcing.
That's pretty. That's pretty OP if you played it at the right time.
Yeah.
Like towards the end of the game, when it's come, say you got like 4 or 5 disputed lands, and they got a shield on that last one, and they get the highest up card, so they get to reinforce it. But you play that, it's pretty cool.
Right. So next up we have Tectonic Shift. For the rest of this turn, all terrain bonuses remain in effect for the duration of combat, but do not count for determining control of the space.
Wait, what?
This is the one that I looked at, and I just had to scratch my head at because I thought the terrain bonuses went away at the end of combat. But the way this is reading is you would keep your terrain bonuses. So if you're +3 in woods, you would keep that +3 when you're determining who gets the shape.
Yeah, I guess that's what the card is saying.
So that either might be worded weird or we're doing something wrong.
It's a double terrain bonus.
Yeah. So next up we have the Great Flood. For the rest of the turn, treat all disputed lands as rivers and lakes. I want this one. +2 vitality to all creatures with rivers and lake bonuses. -2 vitality to all creatures with fire-based attacks, and -1 to all fire-based AoE.
I mean, yeah.
Like I said, I have a rivers and lakes deck that I was working on. I think it was thanks to you or Atticus that I wanted to build a rivers and lakes deck.
I screen shared one. I don't know, maybe a week or two ago that I was working on.
Well, no, this was a while ago. This was months ago. Okay. It was some creature got like a +8 in rivers and lakes, and you were defending the stronghold from Dagger Isle, which acts as rivers and lakes, and then you got the rivers and lakes bonus plus the stronghold bonus, and like this frog got like a +12 or something like that. It was something crazy. So it completely wiped out my shield too, and I'm like, well, that was a thing. And the last one we have here, is United. For the rest of this turn, all creatures are immune to creatures with the same creature class during primary matchups. So undead versus undead, it's a push because you're immune to each other.
So how many of these cards can you have in a... Do you put these in your deck?
Yeah. These go in a draw deck.
How many can you have? Are we going to do a play set or what?
I would just say, these are just normal cards, so play set would be 5.
Yeah, I've kind of, started to adhere to tournament rules, in the event of getting together, and playing. So, which I didn't do in the past.
Right.
So, man, some of these, if you have like a 55 card deck and you put 5 of some of these in, man, you're going to be like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, and like it's pretty easy to like steamroll somebody in that game.
Right. So, and see, that's the thing with these is that since these are untested, these were from CJ Burke. I'm pretty sure Lascar had some say in these too, who's in the server. And some other people. I need to actually update the plugin one more time to put a credits text file in here for who worked on this. But these are actually live right now. If you open up Lackey and you go to the plugin tab and click the drop down and select your Guardians and click install update, you will get these right now. They're live. I put them live last night around midnight or something.
I'll do that.
At midnight, 1 a.m. is when I put these live. So, and like I said, I've updated on the game tab so that you can see where they come into play. The play event card right here after card. Yep. So okay. I made sure that got updated as well so that there was no confusion over when do those get played. And I corrected a typo in here. This went from C to E for some reason.
I see your cute little penguin avatar there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the default lackey ones.
Oh, I have a skull for mine. Pretty cool. Took me forever to find a skull that like fit into the pixel range, but I got
Mhm.
one.
So this will be the end of my release of these cards. I will get this posted up on YouTube, and we'll see if we can get some games in with these. There's some of these that look really busted, and some of these that are way situational that may not see play. But again, this was done by the community in the early 2000s. I know CJ Burke was one of the people that was working on it, and I'm pretty sure Last Car did as well. I have the list of people that was working on these. But the idea for the event cards was all from CJ Burke, who is one of the old players that I talk to and confer with on rules stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in, and let's see some games done with these events. These will be fun. Have
All
a good
right.
day, and I'll see you guys next time.
See ya.